find Diddy
They
guilty.
trying to
The
say,
defense has an opportunity to give them instructions as well, and their instructions are A, B, C, and D. If they haven't met the burden of proof, boom, 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 you're to vote not guilty. So this is what the jury verdict instructions are. Okay, so the first one that the defense team tried to put in is that Diddy is Diddy tries to go after any witness that testifies under immunity and says that the jury shouldn't trust their testimony because they had a reason to lie. So, what is that first instruction? Basically, for example, Brendan Paul, or if I'm not mistaken, I think Jade also too got immunity. So, what Diddy's
come
defense
on
team
up
is trying
in
to
here,
say is,
y'all. They
hey,
said Diddy
jury,
might be going home this week.
of
They
course, the
said Diddy
prosecution
might be
is going to
going home
give
this week. Breaking
somebody who they
news,
have charges
breaking
with,
news,
if they want
breaking
to
news.
testify against Diddy, they're going to give them immunity. But you should take into consideration that the fact that they have charges and the fact that they have immunity, they might have a reason to lie. So, jury, anytime you hear somebody that has immunity testifying, you know, take that with a grain of salt that they might be lying to try to save their own
Y'all come
ASS.
up in
Okay,
here.
again, these are not for sure that they will get into the instructions. This is what the defense team
They
is
saying Diddy
trying
might go
to put
home this
into
week.
the instructions. The second thing is, did the government use the correct investigation tactics? That is up for discussion.
Mm,
Certain
mm, mm,
things
mm.
like when they raided Diddy's house, did they do it properly? Did they break any laws? Did they, did they have a warrant? Did they? One of the things too, where remember we were talking to you guys about the before the raid team went in. There's a team that's supposed to go in and make sure that everything is secure. If they find GUNs, to make sure that there's nothing in them to disarm, so that the team who's going in to collect the evidence is safe. Did they do all of that properly? The prosecution is trying to say, hey, you know, if they didn't do a raid properly, if they didn't respect the law properly, you should disregard the stuff that they find. Keep in mind, again, just want to reiterate, this is not necessarily going to be in the instructions. This is what the defense team is trying to put into the instructions. I,
So this is live. He's out there at the courtroom. The court didn't even start yet. So he out here saying Diddy might go home this week. You don't even know that, bruh. Court just started. You didn't even get in that courtroom. They did all this for that man to go free. Okay, we about to see. I'm not trying to put Diddy in jail. I'm not, y'all. Subscribe if you haven't. But I'm telling you now. Y'all did all that. The feds ain't spend that money for nothing. That the feds ain't spend that money for nothing. But let's listen.
on the prosecution. The defense team just wants to reiterate, hey, Diddy didn't take the stand. He didn't, fight for his innocence.
No,
Do
he
not use
didn't.
that against them. The court is set up in a way where the burden of proof is against the prosecution, and it is their job to show beyond a reasonable doubt. If you have a doubt, you must vote that he is
Okay,
not guilty.
ponytail.
You must not judge him on the fact that he's not bringing any witnesses. You must not judge him on the fact that he didn't take the stand. You have to not even look at anything, only just look at the prosecution. And if they did not prove beyond a reasonable doubt, you must vote.
They got that man up there and talked about his whole sex life and stuff. I'll be hiding in the corner anyway. I'll be hiding in the corner anyway. How Diddy? If Diddy come home, y'all think Diddy gonna bounce back from all the humidity? Y'all, I'm about to say humidity, humility, humility that he's been going through online in the courtroom. He probably don't even give a goddamn. If they free Diddy, do you think Diddy's gonna bounce back? If they free this man, cause he out here talking about Diddy might go home this week. This what this man is saying. Subscribe to your girl, Miss Keisha Love. Good morning.
Crimes against these victims. Now, while that might sound um, salacious to some of you, it could work. But that would only work, let's say, for one night. So, for example, let's say it's like a Friday night and you're, out at a club and you're taking DRUGs and you're drinking, and let's say the crime happened that one night. You'd be like, I was totally intoxicated. I never had any intent to do this. But the reason why it's hard to
Like
put
the
this in
video,
here is
like the
because the
video.
prosecution, look at that sun. Woo,
Yeah, it's
jeez.
about to be hotter
I
than a
hate the heat,
dog's
but I also
ass
just like
out here
vanilla
today,
milk
y'all.
in it. Let me get back on track
Everybody
here.
stay hydrated.
Um, so what the prosecution is going to try to
If you
say
on
is
the
like,
East
just like
Coast,
what I
West
basically said is like,
Coast, I don't
okay,
know
hold
what
on,
coast,
we've been talking about the past 10 years.
whatever coast, stay hydrated, y'all. Stay hydrated out there. It's going to be a scorcher today. I live in Georgia. It don't matter anyway. But up in New York, they feeling it because they would have not had any heat in a while like that. So it's burning the hair off their motherfucking balls. Good morning, y'all. Subscribe if you haven't. Let's listen. Like the video, y'all.
Like I keep telling you guys, Diddy is paying $3 million a month to some of the best defense attorneys. They're going to
Three
try to put
million,
as
y'all,
much
a month.
instructions to the jury as possible. It'll be up to the judge
Yeah,
and the
he won't
prosecution
lie.
to argue it back and forth. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they're going to also try to talk about it not being illegal to have boatloads of cash. That's one of the things they're going to try to put in there. Yes, while it's not illegal to have cash, you also have to have a trace. Where is it coming from? So they're going to try to find that out. One
The
count
heat.
statute of
Y'all on
limitation
strike
for
with the
RICO.
heat.
The jury must
That's what you
decide
saying?
if the conspiracy to commit is beyond September the 12th. Okay, so what that is saying is when it comes to RICO, I think September the 12th was when saying that he broke up with Cassie. I don't remember 100% why it's September the 12th, but what they're trying to say is that anything that happened after September the 12th, 2019, or sorry, before, does not fall under the statute of limitation. So you must not consider that. Again, they're going to try to put that in there. It will depend on the prosecution, how much they fight it, and it'll depend on the judge. So
Right, I'm telling
that is
you.
1, 2, 3,
Tell
4,
about it.
5, 6,
How to do a
7
crime
instructions that they were trying.
and get the heck away with it. Diddy. Diddy. Because keep it real, they ain't bring up too much of nothing. That whole case is full of crap. It really is. All of that sexual bull crap and oil and everything, they ain't bring up no real shit. I'm a cursing because I'm not getting monetized anyway, y'all. That's why I need y'all to keep liking and subscribe. Yo, it's all full of crap. Diddy did mad crap. Let's go back to the 90s and all that. They what happened to Keefy D getting locked up in LA, okay? What happened to that situation? They ain't talking about none of that. None of that. Where he was supposed to have connections with about the Tupac situation and having him and Big killed. Let's keep it real. That boy, no, I ain't even gonna say boy. That grown ass man has some gangster. He's a gangster and a pimp on the law. Diddy might be a punk ass nigga, but he a gangster. And I mean that. Cause he be doing gangster ass shit. Let's go back to his lawyer.
Section. And we talked about this a little bit last week where
He do belong in
the
there.
fact that they want
But they not
now
getting
the
him on the
jury
right
instructions to be
things.
super simplified and then literally not have this laundry
No,
list of
it's not a
instructions
crime.
and just
A serial rapist. Ooh, you right. It's not. But it's how you did it. It really is. It's how you did it. You got caught. They put you out there. It's not a crime to actually have freaky sex. That's what you're talking about. You can't be a serial rapist, but it's not a crime to have freaky sex.
of instructions. They don't want to hear any more testimony. They don't need any more
Right.
they feel this is just my interpretation.
But they not talking about the drugs. They just keep saying they talking about the sex, the sex, the sex. Did the oil have ketamine in it or what? They keep saying baby oil was getting heated up. It's not making no sense.
They feel they obviously have one or many that are going to vote not guilty. So they're thinking, you know what? Forget the jury instructions. Forget all of this testimony. Let's just go right to deliberations and let's ask the jury for
Like the
voting.
video.
That is what it looks like to me. You guys can go in the chat below and let me know what you're thinking. Before
They
you let me know what
thinking
you're
a
thinking,
lot.
I just have some notes that I just want to remind you guys. It's Monday. The case went on. The case has gone on long, so I just want to remind you guys of a couple of things, okay? Is Diddy's team making a mistake by not putting on a bigger defense? Ask yourself that when you're thinking. Like I just said, it is kind of
Like the video.
bold to assume that you got the jury so much so that you don't even want to put on a defense. But I want to know from you guys, do you think it is a mistake that they're not putting on a bigger defense strategy? Coco, thank you very much for the super chat. Those glasses are cute. Thank you very much. I love when you guys send me super chats. I can get more coffee and lunch.
I can't wait till I get some super chats, y'all. Like the video though. That's all I
Thanks,
get is some
Coca.
likes. Likes
Okay,
and
so my
subscriptions.
question is, do you guys think that Diddy's team is making a mistake by not putting on a bigger defense? Do you guys think that Diddy will go home or go to jail this week? Do you actually think that this trial
This
is
is
going to round
50-50.
up this week? That's another question
We
that
got
I
to
have
hear
for
what's
you
going to
guys.
happen today.
Again, all the information that I give you guys here on these lives are information that I'm getting directly from the courtroom, some back end sources that I'm getting. But
That's
I
not his lawyer.
also
See, I told
always like
somebody
to put an
that.
asterisk beside this information that you don't know or we don't know what is going on behind closed doors. We don't know if this is a strategy from the defense. We don't.
So let's look at the comments, y'all. They're like, go home. Let's free Diddy. It's my first time. Diddy might as well go to jail. Okay, home. Free Diddy. These are all the comments that they're his live comments. Diddy is going to be free. Go Diddy. How's court? Ooh, wait, there's a lot of. They want to go to the Diddy party. That's why they all on. Somebody just gave this man $500, y'all. 500. Or is that his name? They gave that man $500. Let me go back to him. He must be kicking some jewels for that 500.
Wow. Suno Peak
He did.
with the super chat. Wow, thank you.
500. He really gave that man
Yay,
500
need
just now,
something
y'all.
glasses.
Shouts
You
to
need
you,
to look
Trent, out
sharp
loud.
as when you're in court. That's what I'm
I just
thinking.
need some
Wow,
likes.
you gave me a super chat to tell me you think I need to change my glasses. Am I reading that right?
Oh, shoot. Did he say that? Let me see.
Yay, glasses. All right, hey, it's your super
He
chat. You do what you want
said,
with it, okay?
here's
But look at the
$135 to
rest of the people
change
in
those
the chat.
VE
People like my glasses, okay?
ass
Suno
glasses.
Peak.
You need to look sharp as
Let Suno
hell
Peak know if you
when
guys
in
like my glasses,
court.
all right?
That's what I'm thinking.
Somebody says don't change your glasses.
Oh, he
Thank
gave
you.
that man
Hey.
500. Hold up, y'all.
If you don't like these glasses, you should have caught last week's glasses.
He gave that man 500 and told that man to go get some new glasses online, y'all. I don't even think that's funny, bro, because guess what? 500 is a come up for him right now. While you sitting up there laughing and get that man 500, you must got some change. Like the video, y'all. He must got some change and he want to be up there.
Brendan Paul
Had the nerve. Had the
testing
nerve.
unwilling to do.
How you got the nerve? I'm
No.
still tripping,
If
y'all. Anyway, let's go.
the prosecution's witnesses are saying what Diddy's defense team would put somebody on trial to say, do you need to bring your own witnesses? Let me say that to you guys one more time again. If the prosecution's witnesses are saying things that are to the advantage of the defense and what the defense's witnesses would say, because that's what the defense would say. That's what the defense witness would say. Would say, "Hey, I've never seen Jane,
Like the video.
being coerced. I've never seen Jane not want to do a freak off." That is what Diddy should put on his defense team. But if you're getting the prosecution's witnesses to say that, do you need to put on a defense? Another thing, just want to remind you that Brendan Paul said is, when it came to DRUG, he said that for himself that he got for Diddy.
Right, you see
more
that?
than 5 times, but not more than 10.
500.
Again, over the span of 18
Cinco
months
Peak,
or 2
where you
years,
at?
however,
Come
how
to
long
my
everything
live.
was working, the prosecution witness
I
said
need it.
not more than 10 times.
It's my
He is not on
birthday.
trial for possession. He's not on trial. That goes towards RICO. But RICO is an organization. 10 times over the
500.
past 2 years,
Oh,
that is
my.
personal
Let me
use.
go back to the live.
Again, I would think
The
if you
vibe
put
chat.
somebody on the stand on the defense
Ooh,
team, you
y'all,
would bring on
check it
somebody
out.
that shows that, yes, does he take DRUGs? Of course he does. But
Free
it's only
Diddy.
recreational. He's not moving weight. He's not
No, they
moving
didn't.
kilos. He's
Yes,
not
they
doing
did.
all of this big racketeering that they're talking about. So that's just one example. We can go to Jane, we can go to Mia, we can go to Bana. I just feel
And they all said
that
the same
a
damn
lot
thing.
of the prosecution's witnesses, although they did a great job, Cassie did a great job, and the prosecution has done a great job, the defense also equally has done a good job of poking holes and getting the prosecution's witnesses to say things that they would want their own witnesses to say. If you get the prosecution's witnesses to say things that you would want them to say, or you would want your own witnesses to say, do you need to bring your own witnesses? And they must have had witnesses because they first said they were going to go up and have a defense for 2 weeks. We have to know what is going on. All right. I have 2 more things that I'm going to get to the chat. They run a risk of. Oh, here. This is another thing. Another reason why the defense doesn't want to put on witnesses is Again, they're going to bring on witnesses that say, hey, I've been working for Diddy for 20 years. He's a great boss. It was a great work environment. It was super good. They're going to testify to his character. They're going to testify that he's a good person. They're going to testify that that they've never seen him force, fraud, or coerce anybody. They're going to testify that yes, we've seen him do DR.
Diddy is a freaking dick sucker. And I had to put that in there real quick, y'all. That's all I got to say. Freaking dick sucker.
Those people, the defense's witness, they will be subject to cross-examination, just like how the prosecution's witnesses were subject to cross-examination. So maybe the defense strategy is, let's not put
Like the
anybody
video,
else
y'all.
on the
Like the
stand, or
video.
not anybody else, because never put anybody, but let's not put any of Diddy's witnesses on the stand to leave them open for cross-examination from the prosecution when we feel.
Now, I'm going to keep it real. I feel like the girls wanted money. They got it. They probably coerced it. They probably cursed it, called Cassie up. Everybody was cool with Cassie on the low. Cassie probably had a little ring going, a little pimp ring on the low with the white boy that she ended up having babies with. They all said, let go get Diddy's money and crap because they know he wasn't crap. But y'all went for that mess. Y'all went for that mess. Okay, we got a free puff on here. We got a free puff. Free puff. You know you old school. You talking about some free puff. Free puff Diddy Pops. Free Puff Diddy Pops, huh? Puff ain't shit. You know Puff wasn't crap back in the 90s. Let's keep it 100. Puff wasn't crap dancing in the background. He wasn't crap when he was in Father MC's damn video. Like, stop playing over here talking about some free goddamn on Diddy. Ain't no free no goddamn on Diddy. But you can have your own opinion. I say keep his raggedy ass in there. Okay? But like I was saying, Cassie's man, that white man she ended up with, y'all, that clear man, you don't know what the hell. He could have had some shit going on like, yo, get all the chicks together and we all gonna sue that man. Personally, you just don't know the background because keep it real, no black woman got up there. But see, Diddy like them exotic hoes. He liked them exotic hoes. That's why I know Young Miami and Kim might have been the blackest thing he messed with as far as I'm concerned, the blackest thing he ever messed with. Daphne, he did her dirty. Poor 50. But then again, 50, you deserve what you get because you was a big bully, even though I love me some Fifth. But he's a bully. He's a bully. So I'm going to go on and leave y'all with this. I appreciate that y'all even got on my live. We're going to come back later after when Diddy is in court. We're going to find out.
Although there was a little too much repetitive testimony. There was a little
And it
too
was,
much.
and that's why I'm off of this, and we're going to come back
I
later,
don't know what
y'all.
the word is, but you're sitting down in court.
I appreciate y'all coming on here. I'm not going to turn it around because I look whooped. But like the video, subscribe if you haven't. It's Miss Keish. Love your girl. Love y'all with all my heart. Even getting on my live this morning, but fuck Diddy, y'all.